Add myself to the stage. We'll present the teams so people can get in here, get their teams added. Lad over BTJ this week. Yeah, I think Gonzo is going to make BTJ Gonzo this week, but I could also see him breaking off one. Achon or Hunt. I'm a little bit more interested in Achon this week. But ultimately, I do have to look into the matchups a bit more. All right, we'll get. I think it's something I'll do late at nights. I think I'll literally just do a straight up TikTok Discord stream. Dortch or Wilson, I'd honestly lean a little bit more towards Dortch from a PPR standpoint. That's just kind of where I lean between the two. I think James Cook is out again. If he's out, then I'm going to put Ray Davis in the must start category. That is all I'm waiting for. I honestly think they will. Let's see here. How you doing, Edwin? How are you doing? We got those people vibing in that chat. Good. Yeah. How y'all doing? Waiting on Jackson and Grant to get in here, but we're gonna go through the team reviews today, and I think we've got 15 set up here. So that's good. When I drop Kirk for Lad, yeah, start means I think it's all right. There's Jackson.
Yo. How we doing?
Good.
Glad to hear it.
All right, how about you?
Good. Picks for DWCS last night were not the sharpest. We did get Yadier right, but pretty much.
You got what's his name in the first round by sub.
That's true. I forgot about Klein. It's funny. Like I picked 3 dogs and 2 favorites on that card, and the two of the 3 dogs hit, and both favorites I picked lost. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it happens. It is what it is. Still sharp overall.
Yeah, I would say.
But on to the fantasy footballs. All right, let's get it rolling. John, start Sits and Monty and DK for Chase. I want Monty and DK personally. I think Chase is great upside, but I think this is going to be a big week for DK. I really like this squad ahead of this week specifically, and I like it in general. This is a really, really strong team, man. I don't know if I'd be changing anything about this, honestly. I really like it. Yeah, really fun squad. Like it a lot. You have Jonathan Brooks and TJ Hawkinson coming alive as well. If anything, maybe
and Mandrew's coming back to life a little bit here.
Yeah, I'd say maybe try to tier up, but I don't know if you can really even do that here. A lot of great pieces, man.
They could probably go for a Jamar Chase or something with this squad.
Well, it's just I wouldn't want to give up Monty and DK here. You know what I mean? It's
oh yeah. I didn't mean that. But maybe do you see anything else they could do here, to get Chase? Because that could be a good piece for this squad. I feel like
it's definitely not bad. It's just I look at Monty and DK. I see the reason to be a little bit more cautious, and I guess that would be a more comparable trade. But it's just DK, I really think is in for a really big weekend.
Yeah.
Whereas Monty, it's I can see the kind of caution back and forth, but we'll see. I said it'd be similar there. But that said, I like the squad overall. I'd be happy riding with it. On to the next one. MS, 12-man PPR. You also just got offered Breece in London for Saquon and Cooper. Would it help your team? Breece in London for Saquon and Cooper. I prefer Breece in London. I think that Cooper's overvalued.
Lamar Saquon going forward are pretty similar too.
Yeah, Breece is one of the better plays here. Saquon's fun, but I think that Amari Cooper is going to be overvalued collectively. But this is another really, really strong team here. Anything on the bench that's fun? You're getting London in theory back. Yeah, really strong team here, man. Especially with the trades that you'll be making. Another really, really strong team. Nothing really to be said. I would probably find a different defense, though. This Broncos defense is about to be a lot worse without Patrick Surtain. All right, let's see here. Obby, short for Dobby. I need to trade for a good wide receiver one. How should you do that? And who should you drop to get Ramondre off your bench? I really don't think you need to hold someone like Sermon on your roster. I don't think they hold a lot of value for you, even as a handcuff. I can see why you hold Gibson for similar reasoning. But overall, I think this is a strong squad. I would probably try to pair like Jameson Williams, but I don't know what I'd really try to pair him with because I like the receivers you have realistically. It just might take a little bit more time for him to get fully going. Huh. What running back would you guys get rid of here to get another receiver? I guess is the question that he's asking.
I mean, I guess I do kind of like the Ramondre idea because you could still probably squeeze some value out of him, but his role is clearly diminishing in that offense. Yeah, could you even get off of Sermon? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just tear down, I guess, from Jonathan Taylor or something like that, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
That's what I think, really. But overall, I like the squad. I'd be happy rocking with us for the most part, just about adjusting each week. Numbers will fall. If anything, like maybe move off of like JMO, but that's kind of hard to do. All right, on to the next squad here. Evans for Devonta Adams. I don't mind it, but I see it realistically as the exact same kind of situation. Except like it's Rodgers is having to now condense his target share through Adams and Garrett Wilson. And I think Adams is definitely going to benefit, but the question is like how much.
Yeah, and there's also like the factor of like one being in a new system, the other being in a completely familiar system.
Yeah, like
And the Bucs are going to throw the ball more, I feel like.
Yeah, whereas you're probably going to see Rodgers continue to play at his super slow pace. So I'd probably just stick with Mike Evans. Like I think Adams is more of like a fun piece that you can get, but it's not like, oh, I need to have Adams now. But for all I know, he's about to go for 40 points a week. Edwin, 12-team fantasy PPR, need start sit for this week, need to trim / optimize roster and to consolidate ideas. Targets to go after with 2 or 3 of these guys. League is stingy, so need to be on the bolder side. No Kraft and JSN for Kittle type deals. True. Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it for Kittle. You have Hockenson coming back, so he's definitely a value. I'd be trying to get rid of Dobbins as quickly as possible here. I mean, you have 3 tight ends, so clearly you should be trying to move off of one of these. The unfortunate part is, like, I do think that Kincaid is more live than people want to admit. But it's a bit more difficult to navigate there. Whereas, like, Kraft clearly has an influx of value. Huh. All right. So I'd try to fix your RB2 situation here because I think that's the first thing that needs to be addressed. I think you can keep Josh Allen. I really don't think that's that big of a deal. And you can tear down as well. Like there's other quarterbacks that I'm sure that can fill in each week, but that is always an option is to tear down from Allen. And you could technically do a package of like Allen and Kincaid to fill out your like running back spot here into something more elite. But I don't know if I'd really even want to do that because that feels like giving way too much. You have Jonathan Taylor. I completely forgot he's on the bench. Yeah, I mean, I think he's honestly a bit overrated in this current scheme, but I think he's fine when he's healthy. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to consolidate, like you just should be trying to move off of one of your tight ends in theory. But like, if you're really confident in Jonathan Taylor, like I think it's fine. It's just like build up your RB2, really strong squad. Kraft and Dobbins for Monty. I think you can get better than that. Like good tight ends right now are very difficult to come across, and you have technically 3 of them. And that's assuming Hockenson walks into his old role. Upgrades. I think Devon Achane somebody you can go get for next to nothing right now, Edwin. Like, I really think you can get him for basically next to nothing, and he's going to be very good in the future. Whether it's this week or next, we'll find out. But that's really about it. Like, I like the squad overall. Like, it's really strong. But, yeah, no problem. All right, on to the next squad. Toby, you like a lot of your starts this week, but got too many. Who should you start? All right, so we're at a Krispy Kreme. I would do Achane over Dobbins this week. I think that Kamani's going to get more involved going forward, which means Dobbins will likely get phased out a bit more. And I do think Achane will come in healthy, but that's just me. I would honestly consider McBride over JMO this week and going with 2 tight ends.
Ooh.
just
Unlikely.
because like JMO's great, but he is the embodiment of like a spike week guy, whereas McBride is essentially the wide receiver one in his offense, and you can basically make the same case about Brock Bowers. Garrett's fine, just terrible game environment. Terry's fun. But yeah, I like Achon a lot this week. I think that if he's healthy, he's one of the better plays. But if not, then so be it. I would consider Tank Dell over JMO just as well, just because if they're going to be beating the Vikings, I'm not confident JMO is going to be the bigger reason for why. Vikings defense continues to be very underrated. Not sure why they're 32 versus receivers, but interesting. All right, on to the next squadron. Mikia, do you drop Fields for now for someone else? Notably, players on waivers: Herbert, Caleb, Christian Watson, Garendo, Ty Chandler, Dearness Johnson. Wondering if you should start any of them in place of Fields. You continue to hold Bucky and Braylon Allen. I would definitely be holding on to Bucky. Braylon got put into a backup role firmly. Jonathan Brooks will be coming off of IR, so you're probably going to have to drop someone. I think that is what you're saying here. What would you guys do here? Who would you drop? I don't think you need two kickers. So I'd
no, yeah.
With them if I have to choose. But then again, it is
like potentially Fields or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, do you think Fields is going to get his job back? I guess that's the bigger question.
I don't think so. I mean, this move feels like one where they are kind of looking into the future and they make this decision now because they feel like Russ is going to start the rest of the season. If you thought there was a chance that Russ wasn't going to play well and like Fields was going to have to come back in 2 or 3 weeks or something, it feels like you would have just started Fields until then. So I would be pretty comfortable dropping Fields at this point.
Right on.
Also, I mean, it depends. Like, Corum is literally only a handcuff, and you have Kyron, I guess, so it feels like you need to keep him, but he has no value in any situation other than one where Kyron goes out.
True. All right. On to the next squadron here. Actually, wait, did we go through that anymore? Yeah, I mean,
that's Caleb Williams on waivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I would honestly have him over
Anthony Richardson and Fields and start Caleb Williams. Yeah,
I just feel more comfortable with that on a week-to-week basis at this point. Like, I love Richardson. I think he could be for a good matchup, but
his ceiling is still like 30 for a Rich, but his floor is genuinely like 5.
I'll say it's one of the worst floors I think I've ever seen. Yeah, he just can't throw the ball, so you're really hoping the run game's there. That's why he's interesting for fantasy this week, is if there's no Jonathan Taylor and he's theoretically healthy, it could be a really good spot. But that would be about it. On to the next squad. I would also, I like the squad overall. You have Jonathan Brooks coming up and Bucky Irving, so you have both these filled. Yeah, like it overall. On to the next squadron. 40A, rate your squad. Trade Pollard, Pittman for Breece. What do you guys think about that? I feel like I'd want to be on the Breece side of that trade.
Yeah.
Pittman's going to be consistent enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's pretty much my thinking. It's just like at this point, as much as I hate to say it, because I did draft a decent bit of Pittman, it's like he's just not a non-factor now. Like, yeah.
As much as you want him to be something, he just isn't. But yeah, I like the squad a lot. Pollard, Pittman for Breece. Yeah, we talked about that. It looks like he already went through the trade. Yeah, really strong team here. And then Audric Estimate, hopefully. So we will see. On to the next squadron. All right, we've got Hurts, Brown, Connor, Jefferson, Waddle, Kincaid, Douglas. Yeah, I like the squad overall. This is how I'd start it this week. I don't think I would change anything. Like, this is probably how I'd go into it for the week. Not much to be said here. You're just waiting on Nico Collins to get back. Jonathan Brooks will be off of IR, and that should help your team quite a bit as well. Like it overall. Bardou. Start sit this week. You're 3-3. A little worried about Garrett, but your team feels solid. Do you need to make some trades or shop upgrades anywhere? I think Garrett will be fine. I don't think Tony Pollard's going to have good usage. I just don't like him.
Team is pretty stacked.
Yeah, it's really strong, man. Welcome to Krispy Kreme. Enjoy the glaze. All right. 12-man PPR for Sam Bam, Jaden Daniels, Josh Jacobs, Bijan Robinson, Justin Jefferson, Scary Terry, Brock. I always find it interesting though, like when we do see teams like this and they're somehow 3-3. It's like
I know in a 12-man too. It's like what?
no, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not like trying to go over these just to be quick, guys. Like if you are watching this back and you're not watching this live, like it's generally like I see a team like this, I'm like, okay, your team's really good. Congratulations. We're moving on. Like the only thing you could technically do is like maybe improve your tight end.
I feel like Chase had bad weeks to start, and Deontay had bad weeks to start.
That's fair, yeah.
And Pollard wasn't great. Like the
Garrett
team
Wilson
the last
was
few
bad.
weeks has been way better than it was.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, on to the next squadron. Jaden Daniels and another Krispy Kreme. Congratulations. Yeah, like I don't have anything to say.
Man?
Yeah, what?
How'd you get Jettas
And Pacheco, bro?
Like he definitely made some trades. That's like the only thing I can
Yeah.
think of is like these people are just making really good trades. I don't know. Like I watched a buddy of mine trade Javonte Williams for Olave yesterday, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
But in a
Yeah.
12-man, he has like 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that some of these people just come in here to get glazed. Like I really think that's what it is.
Do we think Pacheco is going to come back?
I just don't see a world where he really does. Like, why would they push him to come back in the regular season, if anything?
Well, I mean, if they think he could play in the playoffs, I think they would probably prefer to have him play the last regular season game or two just to kind of get him back into the swing of things. But
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole, and maybe that's a mistake on my end. But, like, I just have a hard time believing he's going to be really relevant. But we'll see soon enough. I don't know. Just touching him off of injury feels blah.
I'm kind of there with you.
All right, on to the next squadron here. Last days of Chuba.
Yeah, sad. He's been kind of a beast recently.
He really has. He really has. McCaffrey will come back for your squad, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, really, really strong team here. You just got to build up your RB2 in theory, and we want a better quarterback if we can. Just because it's like Richardson will be more matchup based, I think, at this point. Like, if there's no JT, I have interest. But if JT's there, very hard for me to have interest in Richardson at this point in time.
Having
Fields-
Mason and McCaffrey is pretty strong here.
Yeah, that's also really nice to have. What would I offer for Bijan? I don't know realistically what I'd offer for him, especially given this price. Like he's basically top 5 running back in my opinion. So you're giving up first round level equity. But yeah, no, I think this is a really strong team, man. You've got all the correct pieces that you need on the bench. Like you're chilling. If anything, just get a more competent, consistent quarterback. That's really about it. Alrighty. Mahomes, Bigsby. I prefer Bigsby not to be my RB2 if I don't have to have that as the deal. You don't need 3 quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback league. But I can see the interest in holding Caleb. But like this is a situation I would try to be building up my running backs. I think DeAndre Swift is at a point in the market where you can sell him for a decent price. So I would be trying to build up my running backs here. And the running backs in Jacksonville, I don't think are really something I want to be super behind on or behind considering the current regime that they're a part of. But we will see. But I would encourage trying to build up your running back here specifically. And then maybe packaging even Kamara, who's like a top 5 running back right now, and getting just 2 cheaper options, like an Achon for when Tua comes back. And I'd say Bijan, but he's now more expensive. But overall, like the squad collectively. All righty. Next squadron. Xandus, half PPR, 12 team, Superflex. Fun. Yeah. Krispy Kreme, you just need somebody to fill in for Jordan Mason, in theory, when he goes out. Hopefully, Estime has a good week this week. We will see. Etienne was that hope for you, but he's looking doubtful. So Bigsby is likely in for a good week. Yeah, I mean,
Rattler.
Strong team. Rattler's fine for Superflex. I like that you have Drake May, especially the Superflex. I really don't mind trading. Like, if I have 4 quarterbacks, you don't need that many. Like, if Rattler specifically has a good game, I would consider trading out of him. Like Drake May, I want to keep because of his mobility, but Rattler, I think you can trade out of him. I think he's got decent equity. This is a really, really, really strong team for a 12-team Superflex, though. Just got to build up that RB2 spot behind Bijan a little bit further for strength. But yeah, like the team overall. Congratulations, man. All righty. Rocky's Revenge, 12-team PPR, tight end premium, record 3-3. 8 teams make playoff. Not sure if you should stand pat or start to make some moves. Sell high on Diggs, drop Madison or Warren for estimate. Alrighty. So J.K. Dobbins, I think, gets phased out as Kamani Vidal kind of progresses in that system. So he's somebody I'd be selling on. I don't mind packaging Madison, Warren, or Michael Wilson, realistically, any of those pieces. I like getting ahead of market on Estime. I like your receivers, realistically. But yeah. Yeah, Brooks might be bad for Dobbins. Oh, wait, Brooks might be bad for Dobbins? Huh? I'm confused.
Wrong
Yeah,
team.
no. I think Dobbins will still absolutely be the workhorse. I'm not too worried about Kamani Vidal. I mean, the only play that really made him relevant was like a 40-yard receiving touchdown, which he might get some work in the passing game and things. And it seems like Gus Edwards is a 0, and he's injured now. So, I mean, he's definitely the backup. But as long as Dobbins is healthy, which is a big question mark because he hasn't played a full season in a long time. But as long as he's healthy, he's the clear workhorse still for me.
I don't know. I think that Dobbins is slowly going to fade away to this kid would be my guess, but we will see. He's an older back. It'll take time. But I'd be moving
Dobbins
off.
is? I mean, he's been injured, but he's only like 26.
26. Let's see.
Maybe 27. I feel like he's still pretty young.
Let's go to Sleepers and see what they have to say. What has Dobbins been doing? Maybe I'm not familiar with his role. 25 attempts in a positive game script. That's good. But yes.
Yeah, I mean, their offense in general, just like in games where they play like that, where they're up, I mean, those are going to be the games their running backs are successful. In games where they're throwing from behind, I mean, I don't know if any of their offense is really fantasy relevant. It's more like the games like we saw last weekend where they're getting a huge bump, and Dobbins got 25 carries. Looked pretty good in those carries. Vidal, 4 carries for 10 yards. Like, I wouldn't be too worried about that situation really just yet.
I don't know. I'd keep my eye on Vidal going forward. Typically stuff like that leads to more usage, but only time will tell.
What do you guys think about? I might have been adding a team or something when one of you answered it, but what do you guys think about this Higgins for Bowers trade with the receivers this guy has? I feel like he could probably stand to do it.
Yeah, I'd prefer Bowers.
Yeah, I think so too.
I would probably just keep Bowers, to be honest.
No, like he gets Bowers for.
Doesn't he already have Bowers though?
No, he has Higgins.
No,
I just prefer the Bowers side.
Oh. I thought you were looking at this team because the team we're looking at.
Sorry.
I would get Bowers probably. Let me see what the receivers are that he has.
Lamb, Godwin, Deontay Johnson, and Olave.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Lamb and Godwin, you're not going to start T. Higgins at all. So I would do that for sure.
Yeah. Being 5-1, is it crazy to trade away Mike Evans for Nico Collins?
No. That's smart.
Drop Gibson for Juju?
Sure.
All right. Overall, on to the next squad. You need help with wide receiver this week badly. You played the other team. You're tied for first with Wandale and Ladd. I think Ladd's fine. Neighbors is going to play, so that lowers his value. Stack not playing this week. Yeah, they're out this week. All right. Marv, concussion. I don't mind Waddle this week. I really think this spot against the Colts is unique for these Miami receivers. They could generally pop off, but Wandale's your much safer option. I think this is the technical way to play it. I'd probably honestly do Jacoby over Wandale. I just think there's a much better upside for him in this matchup.
Downs.
I wouldn't do Downs with Richardson. Let's see. But if it's Flacco, I'll give him a chance.
Do you think Marv's guaranteed out? It kind of seems like it, but
if you have a concussion at this point in the league, it just seems like you're gone for a week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this team overall. It's nice. Derrick Henry continues to prove everyone wrong, mainly me. All right. On to the next one. Cowboy Earl, 10-man PPR. Baker, JK, Brees, Godwin, Scary, Terry, Brian, Sorbet. Yeah, strong team here. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd really change much. I'm just not a JK guy, but we will see how he continues to progress. Perhaps he's going to be much better than I envision him being by the end of the year. Let's see here. Love your starting lineup, but seeing the Amari trade and seeing Flowers get more targets, you're not sure about it. I just don't think Amari is going to vote as well as everybody wants him to. Like, what is he doing? He's going from a Ken Dorsey to a Joe Brady offense. We just literally saw that happen with Stephon Diggs, and now everybody wants Zach. Like, Amari Cooper is going to do something different than that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me mentally. But we will see. I'd be selling out of Amari Cooper is the short of that. I like this team overall. It's beyond stacked. Welcome to Krispy Kreme. Let's see here. Kyler, Brees, Bijan. Yeah, another Krispy Kreme squad, man. Like, really, really strong team. Like, I don't get how you guys get these in a 12-man PPR. Trading Mike Evans for Nico would be crazy. I don't think that's wild at all for this squad. But at the same time, it's like, do you really even need to trade Mike Evans for Nico? Like, do you really need to do that? Because I don't know if you do. But yeah, I think that's all the teams here.
We got a buzzer beater.
We got one more. All right, perfect. All right. Jordan Love, Kamara, Dobbins, Deontay, Dell, Ertz, Taylor, Sermon, Spears, Vidal, Harrison. Yeah, I mean, you got both sides of the coin there. I think that's probably the best way to play this Dobbins-Vidal thing. And then I guess you could try to build up your tight end, but that's really about it.
They also have Juju and DJ Moore on the bench.
Juju and DJ Moore on the bench. DJ's fine. Flip him in and out. You got JT. You can rotate that up. Yeah, I mean, it's overall a really strong squad. A lot of good
I just got another note from this person. Traded Kamara and Marvin Harrison Jr. for Amon-Ra and Ayuk.
I don't know if I'd have done that.
Yeah.
Like, I like the receivers you got. Like, I definitely think you won that trade in terms of, like, what you got. But it's just, like, you are now extremely thin at running back. Like, you have the J.K. Dobbins side and you have Jonathan Taylor. But, like, if Jonathan Taylor goes down, do you want to have to really rely on Goodson? Because Sermon, I'm pretty sure, is out this week. Like, I don't know. It's not how I'd want to be playing my running back. It's not my favorite options, but everybody enjoys their own flavors. But with that said, that's all I really have for this one. Jackson, Grant, anything else you guys want to add?
I got DK, JK, and BTJ and traded away Kenneth Walker. Did I fleece this guy?
Yeah.
Depends who your receivers and things are. Like, if DK and BTJ both start for you, then yeah.
Like,
Darnold or Richardson this week? Darnold.
I'm leaning towards Richardson if there's no JT. But if there is JT, then give me Darnold. I'd probably take a chance on Achane, man. I like his situation if he's healthy. But it's all about, is he healthy? And I'm basically taking a chance on him breaking one off for about 30-plus yards. So,
what's the most recent JT update?
I've yet to see anything. The last thing I found was him and Anthony Richardson working at Dairy Queen together. So outside of trying to find that, that's really about it. With that said, we're now going to go put together some UFC stuff so Jackson and Grant can get you guys ahead of market on that. With that said, appreciate all the likes, gifts, and follows. Until next time, appreciate y'all. And yeah, peace out.
Peace.
I'd go with Mixon.